Linelight is one of the very best puzzle games I've played in some time, and I want to make that very clear from the outset so that if you're just looking for a quick verdict, you can now go off and buy it and enter into a world of taxing yet relaxing puzzling free of any spoilers. Because Linelight is a game as much about discovering things for yourself as it is about wrapping your brain around conundrums. So if you're a puzzle game fan of the trusting kind, just take my word for it and plunge headfirst into this steaming hot bath of brain radox. That being said, if you need a little more convincing, or just want to learn a little bit more about the game itself, here are a few thoughts on Brett Taylor's minimalist masterpiece. And it is a masterpiece. It's a clever game about hitting switches, shifting bridges and avoiding hazards that makes your jaw drop with its design, even as it makes you feel like you're the clever one. The visual design is beautiful in its simplicity, creating a network of thin lines along which you must guide a little glowing nugget of light. And as you progress, you'll encounter branching paths, gates and bridges and switches to be flipped and manipulated, and angry red counterparts that have their own set paths and should be avoided. 6 worlds of increasingly intricate networks and mechanisms await, each of them arranged like masterfully wrought circuit boards, as if you were guiding an electrical pulse from A to B. These worlds, while large, reveal themselves slowly, waiting for you to complete the present puzzle, or, if you fancy, move on when you're ready. Linelight's worlds contain optional collectible stars and puzzles that aren't mandatory, so often, if you get stuck, you can move on. But the game is so languid and gentle in atmosphere and tone that I never once felt frustrated enough to simply power through ahead. That's not to say it isn't challenging though. Careful planning and well-timed execution are key for the game's later stages, but Linelight is a game where taking your time and doing things at your own pace is encouraged. And with that in mind, I don't really want to say or show too much. Linelight is a triumph in terms of discovery through gameplay. There's no tutorial to speak of, and instead the game relies on simple controls and a superb gradient of difficulty that meets out patterns and puzzles gradually. Though the puzzles can become rather complex, the elements are all introduced fairly smoothly, ensuring that you learn all you need to before taking on harder challenges. And this not only allows for maximum satisfaction when you successfully plot and think your way through an area, but also resulted for me in a number of fluid, almost unconscious solutions as I sailed through sections, feeling very pleased with myself indeed. And this is important. Occasionally when it comes to gaming's more overwrought puzzle experiences, you can sometimes almost hear the designers saying, "Look how clever I am." But the finest puzzle games find a way to allow the player to share in that feeling. Portal, for example, is a game with a brilliantly simple but gloriously clever premise at its heart. It makes us feel intelligent and buoyant when we solve the challenges, giving us the illusion of agency and discovery, yet still wowing us with its design. And the same can be said of Linelight in its own way. Here is a game that delivers moments of pure pleasure, as an aesthetic experience, in the captivating construction of its worlds, and as an arty puzzler yielding precious eureka moments of fulfillment. It's just a joy to play. It's a wonderful game to ease into and simply soak in for a while, and that feeling is helped along by a lovely soundtrack. Wistful piano tinkles about in the background, occasionally punctuated by the rhythmic movements of those aforementioned red beams. Touch one of those beams and it's curtains, but the checkpointing is most generous, with the game instantly respawning you for another crack at the last puzzle. And to be honest, it's really difficult to come up with many detractions for Linelight. There's no mouse functionality in the main menu. I guess that's a bad thing. And the fact that that's actually one of the worst things I can point to pretty much says it all. There are maybe a few minor issues with colour banding and my DualShock 4's D-pad initially inverted top and bottom on PC, but as you can see, I'm really having to scrape the barrel here to find faults. In the end though, this is a meditative masterpiece that proves a great reliever of stress, as well as a cracking brain teaser, and if you're a genre fan in any way, or just like the idea of a chilled out slice of pure puzzle gameplay, you should definitely give this a look.